Good evening. It is Thursday, November 21st, and I'd like to welcome you to the South Brunswick Board of Education meeting and to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Statement of advance notice. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-6, also known as the Sunshine Law, was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. The primary purpose is for board members to discuss and vote on board business. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the board secretary has caused notice of this meeting 48 hours prior, including date, time, and location, to be posted in the South Brunswick Public Library, the board office, and filed with the township clerk, and communicated to the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger. It is also posted on the district website. Roll call, Mr. Pawlowski, please.
Ms. Julie.
Hold. Is it possible they're not hearing anything on the?
Do I have to start over?
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
No, you're good.
I'm okay. Mr. Pawlowski, roll call, please.
Ms. Julie Ferraro. Ms. Laura Hernandez.
Here.
Ms. Deepa Karthik. Here. Ms. Alicia Khan.
Here.
Mr. Raja Krishna. Here. Mr. Mike Mitchell.
Here.
Mr. Barry Nathanson. Dr. Smitha Raj. Ms. Lisa Rogers.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Very good. May I have a motion and a second to approve the meeting agenda for this evening? So moved. Mr. Mitchell, move. Mr. Krishna, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, meeting has been approved. Agenda. Next order of business is Board Secretary Mr. Pawlowski's draft of the minutes from October 15th, 2024 were posted on the board portal. Are there any changes from any board members? Seeing none, the minutes stand as written and are approved. Next order is the report of our student representative, Sumaira Tawatia. I did it.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Starting off with some school news, our Vertical Raise fundraiser was a huge success. SBHS Student Senate raised over $11,000, and we are excited to donate a portion of the money to our state charity, Ava's Voice, and continue to fund student government activities. Our November Student Senate meeting took place on November 18th. Members of the Student Advisory Board, which discusses issues within the school and student body, met with Mr. Varela on November 18th. We discussed and resolved concerns and made changes to some issues. The month of November is dedicated to honoring our veterans. Student Council decorated doors in honor of the veterans that currently work at SBHS. Their classrooms and various other displays were decorated as a way of saying thank you. On November 11th, we wore red, white, blue, or yellow for Veterans Day. Upcoming activities also include Deck the Halls, an annual Student Council fundraising event where we decorate the insides or outsides of classroom doors for the holidays. This is a beloved SBHS tradition that we are very excited to continue. We've already received over 45 orders so far, and they are coming in fast. There are several evergreen trees set up throughout the school as our giving trees. Students and staff have the opportunity to purchase gift cards and place their names on the tree. The gift cards are given to families in need in South Brunswick. We are very excited to announce the Student Council will be holding a semi-formal winter charity ball to support Ava's Voice. The dance will be held on January 17th and will be open to all grade levels. It will take place in the main gym with a DJ, as well as the freshman cafeteria where there will be refreshments, a photo booth, and areas to hang out. We are really excited to be able to host this event, as it is something that students have been asking for a very long time, and we are thrilled to make it happen. Some other great upcoming events include our class of 25 and 26 have their dream to the American Dream Mall tomorrow from 4:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. And our class of 27 will have their annual King of Prussia Mall trip on to Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The SBHS Asian Cultural Club recently hosted a Diwali celebration with food and performances that was very well attended. That's all I have for you tonight, and I hope we all have a great night.
Thank you so much. Just a quick little note, Sumaira was very nice because I've been pronouncing her name wrong for this whole time, and she corrected me, and I kept forgetting the little A at the end, so I apologize, but I got it right this time. Okay, next is the President's report. The public, for the board members that attended the NJSBA convention, this is a reminder to ensure that you've all submitted your expense reimbursement information to Mary Ann Murphy. Please make sure that has been completed. And secondly, the public has requested an update on Ms. Mehta's ethics charges. And per the board attorney, the oral arguments that were scheduled for October 23rd were postponed by the judge. And we are awaiting for an update on the rescheduled date. So that will be forthcoming. And the next is the report of the superintendent, Mr. Fetter.
All right, thank you so much. Sumaira, so just so you know, the BHL also is involved in the Deck the Halls.
Oh,
So actually, Mr. Pulowski here still has his door up. I don't know, how old is it, 2 years?
From last
Well, underneath the current is 22, 23.
Okay, but we don't think he needs a new door because the current door is Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, that's very
And so we think it needs to stay as is. So if you do hear that Mr. Pulowski has put in for a new door, we'd like to reject that.
Yes,
Okay,
You pass that along to the crew over there,
I
okay?
will.
it must remain.
Mr. Scrooge must remain on the door.
We like Scrooge.
Yeah. But they do it, for anyone who doesn't know, they do an amazing, you need to go to the high school or BHL. BHL is not as interesting, but the high school, it's amazing. But they do a fantastic job. So we're looking forward to that. Are you involved in that? All right. So, each person, the student rep usually helps with my door. I'm just not putting any pressure on you. I'm just, letting
We
you
should
know.
have pictures
That was-
afterwards.
Did you put in an order yet?
I just ordered just now, just in case.
Okay.
All right, so first, we have, I don't think we have certified results yet, David, do we, on the board election? But we do have our results. What we do know is, at this point, Lisa and Deepa have been re-elected, and Barry, at this point, has not. And Barry, all I can say is, man, you're going to be missed, buddy. That's a giant loss. It's about 50, 60, how many years on the board? It's about 25 years almost of institutional knowledge and input and involvement, and can't say enough. But
I'm not going anywhere.
Barry's promised to sit right there in Ed Birch's old seat and be at every meeting. On another note, we want to congratulate Rajesh Soni. If you don't know Rajesh, he's been to meetings. He's done talking about the things that matter and that he believes are valuable. So we look forward to Rajesh joining us as well at that time. So that's the results we know. As soon as the clerk certifies, we'll put that out more, but that's where we are as of today. I want to just share a little bit about our PTOs. I think everyone knows what a PTO is and what a PTO does and how important PTOs are. In this district, they are amazing. And what I have the luxury every month to meet with the PTO presidents. Every month we meet, and it literally is one of my favorite meetings of the month. I know Barry had come to those meetings for a few years. Lisa comes to these meetings. They're an amazing group, and they're an amazing group because they represent the rest of the volunteers in our community. And that is the core of what is provided by PTOs for families to volunteer as best they can. It's tough to get volunteers, though. People are very busy. So I'm just here to remind everybody that those amazing things that PTOs do, they require volunteers. Those book fairs, those fundraisers, movie nights, bingo nights, they're all volunteer generated. And we thank them, and it's just really a hope that by reminding everybody the importance of this, that when you see those PTO flyers asking for people to join a committee, sign up for a committee. Even if it's only one committee, whatever you can do, anything you can do to help provide, really does a lot for the kids, and it's very appreciated by our students. So that's all. I want to thank our PTOs for all they do. There's a PTO recognition coming down the pike like we always do, but I wanted to just share that, having met with them recently and just hearing all the great things they're doing. Real quick, preschool program information. Our preschool expansion continues. So every year by November 15th, the state asks us to provide how many students we think we can house next year. We've put in our request next year to grow the program again. But I am going to share something the board needs to hear and the community needs to hear. The state of New Jersey has a restriction on the size of a room to be allowed to be used for preschool. Mind you, a 600 square foot room by the state of New Jersey standards is fine if you put 40 12th graders in it. They wouldn't care. But for preschoolers, where there's only 15, the room has to be 950 square feet. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because we're running out of 950 square foot rooms in South Brunswick, not just the school district, South Brunswick. If that is the case, our growth will stop, and we will not be able to grow any further. We are no longer have any more space inside our school buildings. There's no more space. With 2,500 new homes being built, the only way this goes is down, not up. As those students come to the district and fill the seats, they will knock out preschool seats unless we can find other preschool seats. So that could be years away, but it's important to understand our goal originally was to get to what they call the preschool universe, which is 90% of the sum of your K and your 1 program. For us, that's probably around 700, 600, 700 kids. The existing preschools that are out in the town, Suzanne Luckborn and Megan Plummer have been scouting, and there literally might not be any more classrooms that are that size unless they do construction on their spaces. So we are still looking to expand, but we have submitted our paperwork and we've submitted the honest size of the classrooms that are available to us. And we're going to see what the state wants to do. We're prepared to challenge that issue with the state, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. In the meantime, we currently have 385, over 400 if you count our preschool disabled programs. We're currently doing preschool for over 400 kids next year. We hope to be closer to 500 kids. But that would be about it. So let's see where we get to. Suzanne today shared with us that we have about 150 students on waiting lists. So by going up another 90 students, if we're able, we'll be getting close to all the students that are requesting to be in the program. Of course, I think if we had more seats, we would have more requests. But that's where we are at this point with that. And we have submitted our numbers for next year, as we always do. Suzanne, it's on the board tonight for the board approval, which is also part of the requirement. And it does show an increase of 6 classrooms, Suzanne. So that's 15 students in the class, that's 90 more students, which is a good number. I mean, remember, 3 years ago, it was nothing. And so now we're going to be educating over 403 and 4-year-olds. That's fantastic. And at no cost to the taxpayers of South Brunswick, so it's a beautiful thing. Another really important piece of information coming up. So far we have, Pete, I was looking at about 100 applications so far. So we put out a K-5 configuration discussion for elementary school. We've talked about this multiple times, with budgets the way they are, with enrollment the way it is, with the building the way that is. We need to look at our program and look at our facilities and look at our space. So we've asked the community, we've asked staff and families who would be interested in participating on this conversation. And so far we've had, I think it's over 100 applications so far. That's bigger than any other one of these topics we've had before. We've never had this many before of interest, which shows the importance of this work. So we'll be getting to that. We'll be informing people that we are going to take onto the committee before the winter recess and get started with things and do a very complete and thorough review of this that may even take us into the following year, but we're going to see how far we get done, where we are, and then there'll be a report back to the board. And ultimately, there could be a decision on the table for the board of what we do. But we're not there at this point. As of right now, we're going forward, and doing a firm study of the issues. So that's coming up. We will need some board participation as well. I don't know if board members put in yet or not, but we'll talk about that amongst ourselves. Quick reminder that the Thanksgiving recess, November 27th through November 29th. No assignments or long-range projects due or tests given before December 5th. Homework-free reminder. And that, of course, is part of our Thanksgiving break. And I have another little announcement. On the agenda tonight, you have a request for approval to appoint the new Director of Special Projects. As you know, Jamie Bomer is leaving at the end of the year and retiring. She's been awesome for this job, and we can't thank her enough. So we did an interview process, and we found this candidate. He was hiding in one of our elementary schools, Mr. Peter Ratine. And he was the shining star for this process. We're thrilled to have him aboard. The board, I hope, will approve him officially tonight. But I'd love to congratulate Pete, say welcome aboard to your new position, and would love to give you a minute if you have a couple words you'd like to say.
Well, thank you, and I'll hopefully thank you in advance for approving my position there. And you always have to be prepared for Scott to put you on the spot, so I wanted to, in advance, thank the interview committee and in advance everyone on the board here for this opportunity to serve the district in a different way. I've been privileged enough to serve as an administrator in the buildings for quite some time now in South Brunswick. It's been an absolute joy and pleasure. And while I have a few more months, weeks of that with Indian Fields, which is just a tremendous school, staff, and students there, I'm also excited to venture into this new place where I can have a different impact from a different place with such supportive colleagues who have already welcomed me, helped me transition, and want to share that I've already met with Ms. Bomer, Ms. Eisman, some central office staff to help transition so that we have a smooth transition. And I plan to do the exact same for the principal who's going to replace me when that time comes, and help that person transition at Indian Fields, because it's a wonderful place, wonderful staff, students, and community. So I thank you all for the opportunity, and I look forward to serving the district in this capacity. Thank you.
All right, so of course the next question is, what are we doing about Indian Fields? So we're going to run our full search. We'll have a panel that will include staff and parents, and we've already, with the board's approval, we have posted for that position. We've already started receiving candidates, and we'll be getting that process started. We'd love to have a recommendation to the board as soon as possible, and we'll go through the transition process. And I do know Pete will be an amazing asset to the new principal. It's nice in a situation that he'll still be in the district to support and be a hand over there. So in the meantime, Pete will probably straddle both positions for a little while, as the way we do things, but we'll see where we are with the process and decide on that. So I have one more, and that's it. But this is really pretty cool. So I am going to call up two of our high school students. We have Siddharth Shankar and Ayush Sinha, who have launched a remarkable startup program called Cloud Cores. And we've invited them here tonight. Mr. Burrell is with them. Tell us what you've done. We're very excited to hear this. So if you guys wouldn't mind coming up to the mic and share with us. This is fantastic to see our students in this way. So please.
Yeah, of course. And thank you for the invitation tonight. We really appreciate any recognition we can get. We've also recently been recognized by Fox, so we will be appearing next month on the national television show. And now we're really just looking more towards the future and helping the students of South Brunswick as well. We've done this through one of our company's youth capitals that works in conjunction with Cloud Cores. We provide funding to startups across the country, especially ones that help impoverished communities in New Jersey, this being in Abbott districts. Now we're really just looking to find recognition for our work and work towards more of a global scale. We're working in 20 plus countries already. And I'm going to let Ayush talk about some of the technicalities of our company and really what we've done with the internship program.
Hi, I want to talk about our wonderful program at Cloud Course. We currently have an internship program where we go to Abbott districts and we speak about tech entrepreneurship to all these students. We also invite them to join us in our adventure, and we give them opportunities in the industry where we help them gain real live experience. And we also have another program at Youth Capitals where we help local startups and nonprofits, and we actually have one of our nonprofits, Hope to Heal, who has raised over 100K in donations in the past few months, and they're currently being recognized by, what was it?
The National Points of Light Award.
Yeah. So I'd like Sid to talk about our future ambitions.
So now we're moving towards the field of college admissions. This has really come out of our two companies, AppAdmit and ACACT. AppAdmit is a blog about our personal ventures into the college admission space and what we're doing in terms of essay writing and extracurricular activities. In South Brunswick, we believe it's very important to drive the curriculum focused more towards appealing to these higher level institutions, since we know the people of South Brunswick are extremely talented. Now, we provide a new free ACT course for students across the country, and we're looking to spread the word about this company. And we'd really appreciate any help we can get from the board. And really, that's all. And thank you for just inviting us here tonight and allowing us to speak about our company.
That's great. So that opened up for, if anyone has any
Yeah, I was going
questions?
to ask, does anyone have any questions for the two young gentlemen? No questions? I do. I always do, right, Dave? How did you come up with the idea? What was your inspiration? Sure, yeah.
So we actually...
It's on.
Yeah, so we
Pick it
actually
up.
started...
Pick it up. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
We actually started by committing to labor market research in Abbott districts. This really came from analyzing census data, and the biggest problem that we saw is that students in these impoverished districts don't have the early career opportunities that many other students in affluent neighborhoods do. So that's why we really just started this internship program to give these students the experience they need and scholarships and equipment to just learn how to code and be able to tap into their entrepreneurial intuition.
Have you given any thought of having discussions with Trenton in terms of the Senate and the Assembly, the education committees? Have you spoken to them yet?
Yes, so that's actually our next step, would be moving into the state Senate and Congress. Since really we've just been working with local TV stations to just get the word out about what we're doing and have more students join our program, the biggest thing now is really just sharing our research with everyone and being able to show that these students are extremely resilient, especially when they come from impoverished communities, because they've gone through so much more adversity. And we feel that given the opportunity or the chance to actually succeed, they will take advantage of it.
Yeah, I would recommend, if you haven't already, you should reach out to Senator Ruiz, because she's the Senator of Newark, and she's a very big proponent of education. I know there's several bills on the floor right now regarding funding for preschool.
Okay.
So that would be an individual, Teresa Ruiz, you should reach out to and see if you can schedule a meeting with her. She'd be very interested in your work.
We will definitely do that. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Any other questions? Yeah, Ms. Karthik, don't sit down yet.
Sorry.
So congratulations to both of you. This is an amazing idea that you guys have come up with, and I just wanted to understand how do you put a student in touch with the internship opportunities? What is your model? How does that look?
So essentially what we've been doing is actually working through the Lehigh Valley. My brother actually goes to Lehigh University, and we ended up entering their startup program and earning funding for our idea of helping these students. And really just connecting with startups that are actually created by other management students in college has been the process that we went through. And by providing these affordable solutions, we're also building a more healthy startup ecosystem for people around the country. And connecting these interns has really just been the process of recruiting companies as clients and training these students to actually do web development for these companies. And a lot of what we've gotten is positive feedback, especially just educating students in subjects that they normally wouldn't be able to do at their school. I know that AP Computer Science might not be taught at most schools. And the truth is that we've done a lot of work for our community. And we really just are grateful for the opportunity to be here and speak about that.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Mr. Nathanson?
Not a question, just, I would, if you give your contact information to Mr. Varela, I would love to help you facilitate what Mrs. Rogers said. And currently, I'm the longest serving member of the New Jersey School Board's Legislative Committee, so I would love to help facilitate you getting into the Assembly and the Senate.
Yeah, first of
Or
all,
into the other districts?
Yeah, thank you for all your work, and I will definitely pass over my contact information to
Thank you.
Any
Yep.
other questions? Well, on behalf of the Board of Ed, I really congratulate both of you. That's an outstanding achievement, and I believe our future looks very bright with two young gentlemen such as yourselves leading the way. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Feder? Anything else?
Not finished.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Feder on his report? No? All right, very good. Thank you very much. All righty. Next will be the Board Committee and Liaison reports. I will start with the Policy Committee, because I know that you just met today, so take it away, Alicia.
The policy committee met today prior to the board meeting, and I'll have a report ready at the next meeting.
Very good. Thank you. Business Operations, Mr. Nathanson?
No, at this point, we were waiting to go further with the survey that's going to eventually go out as far as security is concerned.
Okay.
And then we were going to take it from there
Great.
at this point.
Any questions so far for Ms. Khan or Mr. Nathanson? No? All right, then moving on. Mr. Mitchell, Finance.
Okay, so the Finance Committee is scheduled to meet next Tuesday, the 26th, and I assume it'll be 5:30 at the BHL offices?
Mr. 5:30? 5:30.
Okay,
Very good.
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Turkey Day, almost. Thank you. Ms. Hernandez, Education Committee.
No, the Education Committee did not meet this month.
Okay. Any questions for either Ms. Hernandez or Mr. Mitchell? Seeing none, we'll move on to Liaison. Any Liaison reports? None? Okay, yes, Mr. Mitchell.
And I want to offer my own personal congratulations to Mr. Ratine on his next chapter. And you've been an incredible principal. I'm not there every day, but just every time that I've gone there, it's just been like going to another home, and how welcoming the environment is. So I'm sure that the next person is going to have big shoes to fill, but I'm sure they're going to do an outstanding job, because those are the kind of administrators we have in this district. We are truly blessed. And the next thing I want to mention, if I can get this phone going, is I want to give a quick shout out to our girls and boys cross-country teams at the high school on awesome seasons that they just completed. The ladies finished 6th at GMCs and at the Group 4 sectionals recently, and has individuals who placed high at both events. Also, the boys squad won the 2024 GMC championships as well as the Group 4 sectional championships, had a second place finish at the Group 4 finals, and finished 11th place at the Meet of Champs. I was able to support the GMC championships as well as the Group 4 sectionals, and let me tell you, we have some awesome kids. It was just, I saw all the other schools there, but just to look at our kids and how they stood out amongst a bunch of them, it was just amazing. So kudos to the coaching staff, to every student athlete, to the parents, and to the school, and just, for all the support that they receive. I know that it means a lot to them, because I was able to talk to a few of them individually, and it just means a lot to have the support that they have. So thank you.
Good, very good. Anybody else? Thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell. Okay, moving on. The next is public comments. on agenda items only. The Board of Ed recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. Complete copies of Policy 0167, which govern this portion of the meeting, are available to the public at the auditorium entrance, online, or by contacting the board office. To permit the fair and orderly expression of comments, we ask that participants be recognized by the presiding officer and preface comments by announcing his or her name, place of residence, and group affiliation if appropriate, and by completing the sign-in sheet. Please print legibly, or we may be unable to document your name for the permanent record. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic. Mr. Pawlowski will indicate when you have 15 seconds remaining. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members. It is our plan to listen to each member of the public. Once all questions and comments from all members of the public are made, the Board of Ed may respond or respond via email in the most timely and efficient manner available, or questions and comments will be noted. Mr. Pawlowski, have there been any pre-registrations?
Registrations at this time.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make any public comment on agenda items only? Seeing none, we shall close. Oh, do you guys want to make public comment?
No.
No? Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. All right, we will close this portion of the public comments. All right, moving on. Old business, we do not have any old business at this time, nor do we have any new business. So we shall move on to the consent agenda review and walk through. Mr. Pawlowski.
Okay, everybody, a wonderful consent agenda for us this evening. Fun, packed full of fun motions for us to review. We have a bills list, approval of transfers, some financials, accepting a donation, canceling some outstanding checks, and we're approving some non-public orders for St. A's and New Orleans schools. We're approving the acceptance of funds from Chapter 192. We're approving the transportation contracts. We do have a purchase approval that the bid process for some buses that I explained in our board update. We have a contract authorized purchase over the bid limit. We're also doing a award of proposal for an RFP for educational services for GOMO Educational Services for restoration practices, training, and coaching. We're approving comprehensive maintenance plan. We have a middle school teacher over at South, Miss Tina Ezzo, who wanted to start up a sustainable jersey for school certification program. She's going to head that up at South with Miss Bonnie Capes. We're doing a CUSAC accountability motion for approving our resolution for all of our CUSAC. We have an artificial innovation in education competitive grant that we're approving for $75,000. We have a pre-K projected enrollment motion, preschool operational plan update. We're updating our pricing agreement. What else do we have going on? We have a couple sidebars with some unions, travel-related expenses. A lot of travel. We're approving some student field trips, lots of field trips. We also have ourselves our HIB and bullying reports. We're approving the extension of professional services for some vendors in our Students for Special Needs Department, Special Education Department. We have a nursing services plan and a memorandum of agreement with the law enforcement police department here in South Brunswick. And that is your consent agenda.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Pawlowski? I just have one point on the 1.13, the participation in sustainable jersey. I'm very happy to see that one of the schools are heading this up. This is a fantastic initiative. So I would just ask administration if we can get some kind of an update as to what the goals are, what the initial goals will be, and then anything that can be done to carry it over into the other schools would be great.
Will do.
Thank you. Yep, Ms. Hernandez.
And item 1.11, the restorative practices training and coaching, who is that encompassing? Who's going to that training?
It's 612, it's grade 612. They actually come in here to work with our teachers, our administration, for secondary particularly. We're looking at code of conduct, better ways to address student behavior, build our climate and culture, and all that good stuff.
Is it a one-time shot?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's actually a whole year. Over the course of this year, we're having restorative practices training, understanding what restorative practices are, and then they're coaching us to apply it to our everyday work, and culminating into our code of conduct and what that looks like in terms of how we address violations and student conduct and all of that.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, Mr. Pulaski, roll call, please. She kind of got it right.
Ms. Laura Hernandez?
Yes.
Ms. Deepa Karthik? Ms. Alicia Khan?
Yes.
Mr. Raja Krishna?
Yes.
Mr. Mike Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Barry Nathanson?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lisa Rogers?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good, thank you. I'd also like to congratulate Mr. Rateen. Congratulations on the new position, and we know you'll do a great job. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, right.
All righty, moving on. Next order of business is second opportunity for public comments. Again, excuse me, this is the second opportunity for the public to comment on any matter. Do we have any members of the public who pre-registered, Mr. Pulaski?
No, we do not.
All righty, are there any audience members who wish to make a public comment on any item? They're discussing, I know. It's okay.
It's monumental.
Come on, you could do it. You got to go up here, hon.
Yep.
So what you're going to do, all right, you're going to announce your name. You're going to spell your name for the permanent record. And if there's any group affiliation, you need to tell us who that is, okay?
My name is Rajan Iyer, Rajan Iyer. Okay, so my only concern was in SBHS, the Wi-Fi is like really slow. And multiple times I like, oh wait, it sounds funny, but like I missed a bunch of assignments because I didn't get it done on time and the Wi-Fi went out. So I was just wondering if we could get that fixed or maybe make it faster.
Good. Comment?
We just are moving to a new company called LightPath and expanding the gigs. I think we're going 10? The bandwidth, I think, to 10 gigs. Does that sound? You probably know if I'm right or wrong, but I believe that's correct. Anyone in the audience in the back there? Reggie, does that sound right?
Can't see.
Dave Frost, you there? Is that right? 10 for LightPath?
He said yes.
Yes, thumbs up. Yep.
So we're actually building our own fiber. So we're laying our own fiber through the town. So that work is going to be completed, and once that's completed, you'll have your speed.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Great question. Thank you. Anyone else from the audience?
Just excited I had an answer for that.
That was a good one. He was smart. He didn't know bandwidth, but we got it.
Bandwidth gigs.
Very
10
good.
gigs for bandwidth.
All right. Anyone else from the audience? Seeing none, we will close this portion of the agenda, the public comment. Okay. So please note that our next scheduled Board of Ed meeting is set for Thursday, December 19th. We will be moving into executive session after this meeting. So be it resolved that the Board of Ed of the Township of South Brunswick hereby moves into executive session in accordance with the Sunshine Law, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, NJSA 10-4-6 through 10-4-21, to discuss the following: personnel, legal, tax levy payment schedules, and budget and finance. Be it further resolved that the discussion conducted in executive session can be disclosed to the public at such time as the matters have been resolved. Formal action may be taken at any meeting. May I have a motion and second to move into executive session? Mr. Mitchell, move. Ms. Hernandez, second. All in favor? Any nays? No. Thank you, and on behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to wish the community a very happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving holiday. Have a good evening, South Brunswick.